Suppose that all of a sudden your mother got really sick and needed a kidney. Would you donate one of your own? Of course you would. She's your mother. Now suppose that your mother's sickness didn't require one of your kidneys, but rather a ton of money to pay for medicine and bills. But your friend's dad is sick and is willing to buy one of your kidneys, which will more than cover your mother's medical expenses. Unfortunately, it's illegal to profit from the sale of your own organs. That being said, what's the difference between situation 1 and 2? Do you even own your own body? Furthermore, no matter how hard you look, you'd be hard-pressed to find any provision of the law that explicitly states that individuals own their own bodies. Sure, there's plenty of provisions that outline the rights that we all have as legal persons, but nothing that takes it a step further to say that one owns themselves as their own property. The 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, declared that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude would exist in the United States, but it didn't make any provisions as to who owned individuals, if not other people or the government. Currently, there's a great deal of controversy over what you're allowed to do with your own body. Fortunately, Roe v. Wade established a woman's right to an abortion and privacy under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. That being said, that right must be balanced against the state's two legitimate interests in regulating abortions, protecting women's health and protecting the potentiality of human life. If abortions are legal under those premises, then why can't you sell your own organs? If it was both safe and didn't interfere with the potentiality of human life, then what's the problem with selling your own kidney? Furthermore, why is porn legal but prostitution isn't? In porn, you're technically being paid for acting, while in prostitution, you're being paid for sexual acts. On film or not, though, sex and money are still being exchanged. So wait a minute, an individual has the right to sell the services their body performs in the form of acting, but doesn't have the right to sell the services their body performs in the form of sex? To revisit the sale of organs discussion, suppose you wanted to make that money fast in order to pay for your mother's medical bills. Depending on what gender you are, you could sell or otherwise be compensated for your blood, semen, hair, eggs, plasma, bone marrow, placenta, and even your womb. If all of those can be safely sold for profit, then why can't you sell your kidneys? Legally speaking, there's no letter of the law that explicitly states how to address each of these situations. The answer to why, however, has a lot more to do with negative externalities than it does with rights or logic. Two arguments can be made as to why or why not organ sale and prostitution should be legal. The argument for would obviously take into account the rights people should have over their own bodies, as well as the negative impacts of these activities happening illegally anyways. The strongest argument against would probably be that legalization would open the floodgates to more people participating in these activities that may not have before. For instance, there might be a higher risk of body snatchers after your organs or slumlords forcing people into prostitution. Deterrence obviously plays a big role in this issue, but I don't think we can quantify how much. I don't think we can reasonably estimate whether the potential good would outweigh the potential bad. What we can say, however, is that precedents like Roe v. Wade should really challenge us to think about what control we should or shouldn't have over our own bodies. So the answer to the question of if we own our own bodies is a resounding kinda. Certain provisions of the law grant us various levels of control, but in an ever-connected society, the government will always have a vested interest in our own decisions, even those regarding our own bodies.